Hey guys, welcome back. Today we have myself, Franco, and Andy, and we have with us the MPX champion, the star of the show, the world's favorite wrestler, Jaxon Stone. Everybody.
Sweet. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that little intro before that was sweet though.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
you.
Yeah.
Change it up every once in a while. How are you really feeling today?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm glad we started that way. I am feeling overall, I feel like I have a lot of excitement, a lot of good stuff happening in my life. But I also do feel like I'm in like a constant state of overwhelm. But I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. It kind of puts me in spots to really need to get some things done and move forward. But I don't know. Like I think about like the stuff that I'm doing, and I'm like, well, I feel really purposeful and driven by the things that I'm doing, and I think comes with that a bit of overwhelm when you try to take on something that's like really important. So sometimes I feel like I want to like, I don't know if cut out is the right word, but like maybe pull back a little bit. But then I'm like, no, I'm too into it. I feel too invested and too fulfilled by it. So mostly excitement, to answer your question kind of long-windedly, but a tad bit of overwhelm, but mostly like excited anticipation. Yeah, happy to be here with you guys. So that's how I'm feeling. Thanks for asking. That's really nice.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. I mean, you always start off your podcast, Jaxon Talks everybody with, that same question. And I feel like it has to happen because, we have to ask you how your day is. Yeah,
that's really great. Yeah, I was with my friends like 2 weeks ago. And anytime I'm with my friends, none of them live in the Texas area. So when we get together, it's pretty special. We all played baseball together in college. And of course, I asked them the same question on and off the podcast, but I forced them to do my podcast because they're my friends and they have to. But since they know me really well and they have a lot of love for me, they asked me the same thing. They're like, yo, they said Aaron, but we'll say Jaxon Stone for now. Does anyone ask you that question? And I was like, yeah, they do, but just not necessarily on my podcast because I'm trying to get the guests to share some insightful thoughts about how they're feeling. So yeah, it's a great question. But thank you for asking it to me. Sometimes I don't know how to answer it because I feel like a lot at times, but yeah, that's where I'm at.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
She asked you that question because of your podcast, Jaxon Talks Everybody. You asked that on your podcast a lot. More recently, I want to ask you a question you used to ask back in the day in 2019.
Ooh.
What's your favorite Jaxon Stone moment?
Ooh, that's a good question. I haven't thought about this one in a bit. Are we wrestling related? I think, yeah.
Yeah, both. You've been Jaxon Stone for 10 years?
6 years.
6 years.
Yeah. I mean, I always fall back on this one, but it's still super special to me. I think getting to wrestle Buff Bagwell in Germany on one of my first few tours over there in front of like 1,000 fans was pretty special. Just the atmosphere was amazing. He was incredible. Yeah. Anyways, I'll just go back to where I started. But locally, I think it was like maybe 2018 or 2000. Yeah, probably 2018. I wrestled John Morrison in Carrollton, and that was really cool because Eminem was like my favorite tag team growing up, and so he was one of my favorite guys. And getting to wrestle him and then seeing him be back on WWE television was pretty cool. So I'd say those are two of my top moments as a pro wrestler, as Jaxon Stone.
That's really cool. I honestly think that's pretty cool.
I liked Eminem growing up. I was more of a Morrison Miz fan though. Once that became,
yeah, I mean that was amazing too. Yeah, the Miz is a complete inspiration for Lights Camera Jackson. If you couldn't make those comparisons, but Yeah, I totally stole that whole character from him. And when I was pretending to be a movie star, which, he's not the first to pretend to be a movie star. I guess he's not pretending anymore. He actually is in movies. I was 100% pretending. So
that
It's
was
okay.
actually gonna be a question, was if you got any inspiration from Miz, because I know you started watching WWE in 2006.
yeah.
You liked John Cena, which, respect to John Cena and everything, but I prefer The Rock over him.
They're the same person.
They are.
I think I just fell in love with John Cena because he was the first pro wrestler I ever saw in my life. So it's like, that's my one true love. I think in terms of like longevity, John Cena has the edge, but like overall superstar power, I mean, John's getting up there with his new shows and stuff, but The Rock is like, he's amazing. Like the dude seems like he never sleeps. He's always full of like gratitude, and The Rock's a huge info. It's got to be my internet, so I apologize to anyone trying to watch this. That's probably my bad. But yeah, I love The Rock too, man. He's amazing.
He's now a rapper, so I mean,
he's not.
it's like, hey, he's changing the name. I mean, he's making it better for us. Oh man!
And John Cena was a rapper way before he was.
That's true. You can't forget about the Macho Man Randy Savage album, though.
Oh damn! He got you on that.
He was a movie star too.
He was.
He was.
There you
go. Would you actually think about trading in professional wrestling to be a baseball player?
Ooh. That's a good question.
Damn.
No judgment, we all want to chase our dreams, be happy with what we're doing.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. I feel like I was really lucky. Like I got to chase the baseball dream and the pro wrestling dream, 2 dreams in one lifetime. I feel like is pretty blessed. When I stopped playing baseball, though, there was a bit of relief there, because doing something every day for upwards of 17 years. And then at the time when I was done, I felt like I had nothing to show for it. Like, all I had, all my effort. What was it? I didn't get a contract. I wasn't playing in the MLB, all of these things. And then I hopped right into wrestling. So I kind of pushed those feelings of bitterness and resentment aside, and hopped right into being a pro wrestler, which has been an amazing 6 years. It's led me to a lot of incredible things. But about a year ago, I got back into baseball and started coaching. And started coaching 13-year-old kids, which made me kind of have to come to terms with some of the things that I was really bitter and resentful about my baseball career. And then I started to look at all the things I gained from being a baseball player, the life lessons, the beautiful skills and lessons that now I can teach to kids. And so I'm at this point, looking back, I'm really kind of grateful how everything kind of turned out. I think my baseball career was exactly how it was meant to be, and my pro wrestling career is going exactly how I want it to go. So if you asked me that question a long time ago, it would have been a different answer. But as of right now, today, that's what I got for you.
Honestly, I feel like you would be like the best coach ever. Like kids nowadays, a lot of kids nowadays, when they play sports, they have either a negative conflict with a coach or a very positive conflict with coaches, everything. And honestly, having you as very bright and very knowledgeable in the game, it's really nice. It'd be really cool.
That's lovely for you to say, but I think I do a pretty good job. It's definitely a work in progress. Like 13-year-old boys are very interesting boys. Like they're like not fully developed, like, so they're growing, their bodies are different, like their hormones are changing, they're trying to figure out what they like, what they don't like, and then they're also sort of getting good at sports, so they have like a little bit of the ego involved, but they're still like so cute. I don't know if that's weird to say, but and they have like so much energy and they bring so much like vibrance, and it kind of rubs off on the adults. So I really like it. It's brought a lot of joy into my life. And then now I've fallen in love with baseball again. I started a podcast about baseball because I needed more things to do, of course. Yes, it's great. But thank you for saying that. It's really nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking about baseball, I was actually going to ask you if you're going to be coaching again this year for is it 2022 season?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yay.
Yeah, so I have a team right now. We have about 25. We're coaching about 25 kids. And right now it's just the fall season. And so we're just mostly working on development and stuff like that. We have a Halloween scrimmage on Sunday, so that'll be fun. All the kids will come dressed up. I'll come dressed up. We'll play a little scrimmage in costumes. But then come springtime around March, we'll split the 25 kids into 2 teams, and we'll have a full season, games every weekend. It'll be great.
Yay! Absolutely excited.
With coaching, have you been putting traveling less for wrestling? Have you just been sticking like to more Dallas Fort Worth area? Because I haven't.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm mostly like kind of almost at MPX like almost exclusively now. It's not really by design, but it's kind of what like my schedule permits. And then like once March hits, we'll have like 4 games every weekend. So my wrestling, I won't really be wrestling at all from like March until like the end of June. So right now during fall is kind of like my window to get after it. And so I guess that's why I became MPX champion. We won't say it's because I have time. It's because I won it and I earned it. But it's been really special being their champion. But yeah, like my time will be limited come spring for sure.
Yeah, because we miss you down here at GCWA and everything, because it's been a long time since we've seen you. We're so close to seeing you in Houston for the New Texas Pro tournament, and it got canceled because of COVID-related things, and we're kind of sad because I was planning on we talked about this on your last everybody's hotline in December, right? 2020?
I think so, yeah.
2020, where we talked about the pineapple on pizza. The last time we were going to see you, we were going to try it in front of each other. And I told him I had it all planned out. We were going to have pizza. I'm going to try it in front of you. But, things happen and it's out of our hands. But, I was excited to see you again, finally. But, any possibility of traveling away from Dallas and coming towards more Houston, San Antonio areas?
I mean, I would love to. Like, it's just if someone really reaches out to me and asks me to be on their show, like that's it. But we can make that pineapple thing happen without a wrestling show. I'm into that.
Down.
You could have done it right now.
See, dang. But
you got 5 minutes.
We can go get a hot and ready. But
got Little Caesars close by.
See, there you go.
Just do it right now.
I made dinner.
A little bit.
Oh, I mean, call in.
I want to get fired.
No. He needs
none
job.
of that.
None of that.
Hopefully, we can plan a trip to Dallas sometime soon. MPX, it's every Saturday, correct?
Yes.
Hopefully we plan the trip because I don't want to do that 8-hour drive, but I'm like, I don't know.
I totally feel you there. That's a long drive.
Yeah. I was what was it? The Texas Wrestling Expo, I think, last week.
Yeah.
We're thinking about going to it, but we're going to a show Saturday, and I didn't think we were going to make it back in time.
Yeah.
The Indie Wrestling Expo was great. It was really fun. What show did you guys go to Saturday?
Texas Wrestling League Fright and Fight in Palmview.
Nice. Good show?
Yeah, it was
fun. We got Gino versus Moonshine Mentel, and trick or street fight. It's a mouthful.
Can you say that 5 times fast?
No. It's just going to sound trick or treat every single time.
Trick or street.
Trick or street. Trick or street,
no,
trick or street.
Anyways.
Anyways.
Why would you do that to us?
Andy, did you go to that show?
Huh? Yeah, I went with them.
Yeah? Did you like it?
It was good. Yeah. Real cool. We was chilling with JF Elite. So.
Which is another YouTuber that does highlight videos and highlight videos and full matches.
Yeah.
Full match.
Yeah.
Highlights.
How was the Expo?
It wasn't a huge crowd, but the show itself was awesome, and the matches were really good.
You took on was it JD Griffey that you were fighting that one?
I wrestled him a couple times at MPX a bit ago, but I was supposed to wrestle Franco Varga, who I actually wrestled in the UK a couple years ago. But there was a couple guys like Lee Moriarty and Daniel Garcia were supposed to be on the show, but they had some obligations with AEW that they couldn't be there. So my match got a little flipped, and I ended up wrestling Marquise Jackson, who was awesome, and we had a great match.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm guessing you picked up the win.
I did pick up the win. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
it was Texas versus the world. So hopefully, Texas won.
Texas everybody.
Yeah.
Texas
Texas
versus
everybody.
Yeah.
Texas versus.
Yeah.
Man. Oh man.
So, with your coaching and everything, if you were to get like offered a contract, AEW, WWE, any third other promotion, would you take it, or would you obviously the coaching and all that?
It would really, like, my first instinct to answer that question is to say no, I would not take it. But it would have to be the most perfect situation. As you guys know, as your shirt says, right? I have a nonprofit called You Are Loved. And that's like the most important thing in my life. And I want to be able to do that with full conviction and full freedom. And so having a wrestling contract could potentially, halt that or have an impedance of the work I'm trying to do there. And with coaching, with my podcast and the speaking engagements that I do. And so that's really the most important part of my existence. And being a wrestler has been there for a while now, but I've altered the way I view and what I want to do. And that's why I'm kind of really enjoying being an indie wrestler. And that's kind of where I want to, expand my horizons there, but all the other stuff I'm doing is a bit more important. And so the contract thing would have to be the most perfect thing. If I had all freedoms to do whatever I wanted outside of that, and then just had a few obligations there, then potentially yes. But I do pretty well for myself, so it'd have to be the really right fit. But I am no longer interested in WWE or any of those things like that, like I once was. The stuff I'm doing now brings me much more purpose and fulfillment, and wrestling now is just a vehicle to enhance those things or bring people in and change the conversation around mental health and do more things of that nature.
Yeah. Wow. Speaking about your, it's a nonprofit organization now, right? Yeah.
Yes.
You Are Loved. You actually do have an event going on in 2022, March 10th, which was super excited to see that you had posted. I was like, oh my God, yes. Super excited that you're making a change, honestly, not not inside the wrestling world and outside the wrestling world, which means a lot because listening to your podcast has changed the way I see things and perspective wise. I really do appreciate, because a lot of people, not only myself, but other people out in the world and other wrestlers may look up to you, and you do a lot. And I appreciate everything that you do.
Wow, that's so nice. Thank you. Yeah.
It's really true, because like I even wear your You Are Love shirt, your pink one with the pink lettering at work, and I get a lot of compliments, and I just reference, it's dealing with a lot of mental health, and I really do take mental health very seriously, because myself, I deal with depression and anxiety, and listening to your podcast has helped a lot more, help me figure out what's wrong with me. But, we always reference and tell people what we do and what, your mission is. And it's honestly really nice, because not everyone talks about the ghost behind in the back. It's just hard, but you make that conversation a little bit easier, even for wrestlers too. I know you do a group sometimes or group sessions, and I really do appreciate that. So
yeah, you guys have been huge supporters, so I thank you so much. It's like, it means the world. And also to double click on something that you said, there's nothing wrong with you, by the way.
Thank you.
There's nothing wrong with you. You might have, some things going on that need to be addressed a little bit more deeply, or you need to focus on a few things a little bit more than other things, but you're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you, right? You're extremely capable, and, all of these things that you bring to the table. So I think that's important to note. And it's an invisible thing that we're talking about, right? It's mental health. It's like, I can't grab it, right? I can't show you on my leg where it's broken, right? But it is something that's very serious. and needs more attention, right? Needs more attention, just like we would talk about, physical thing. Yeah, it's the same thing because the mind and the body are connected. They're all one. And if we develop a sense of internal security about how we feel and the way we move in life, we can address those things a little bit more and not, have this harsh inner critic about, how much we hate ourselves or things like that. And we can start to reframe that into more positive, loving things about how we are capable of very difficult things, and we're resilient people, and we're extremely important, and we matter, and all of those things, no matter what comes up in our life. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. But yeah, and also to what you said about the support groups. So yeah, You Are Loved, just recently, about a year, we became a nonprofit. We originally started as just doing some weekly video series, a lot of merchandise. And then when COVID hit and wrestling stopped, I figured, well, now's a great time to make it a nonprofit. And so we basically started to specialize in support groups, specifically support groups for professional wrestlers, since I feel like that's a thing that we need a lot in professional wrestling. And so I have a few therapists that work for me, and they run those support groups. There's 2 that go once every 4 weeks. So we have about 30 people signed up. And then I have a couple for just general population as well. So that's the basis of our work. And then we also sponsor people's mental health treatment. So one of the biggest barriers to mental health is affordability, right? Being able to pay a therapist or get your medication, because it is expensive, because insurance companies are buttholes. But, we could talk about that later. But just, on the top level, that kind of stuff can be very expensive. So we sponsor people's treatment and whatever they may need, whether it be telehelp, whether it be helping pay for it through their insurance, or just getting their medication supplied. So that's where You Are Loved has kind of switched to as we become a nonprofit. And then our first event that we're having in March, which will be in Denton, Texas, will be basically to create more funds, to do more support groups, have more therapists, and sponsor more people's treatment. And we'll have like a pretty cool entertainment lined up. I got a couple comedians, a rapper who's also a local Texas wrestler. His name is Dante Smiley. He's amazing. If you guys haven't checked him out, he does a lot of really cool stuff in the same kind of vein as me. And then a local band will perform as kind of the main event for the evening. And there'll be conversations about mental health. There'll be some gift bags. It's at a taco shop, so there'll be tacos to buy.
Wow. All right, so we're booked. All right.
That's kind of implied.
Dang.
But yeah, tickets will go on sale for that soon. But it's been pretty cool trying to plan that out. And it's like first kind of event. I planned a wrestling show, but that's definitely not the same beast as this. So that's been pretty cool so far.
That's amazing. Honestly, super excited. I once we saw you posted, I looked at him. I was like, so we're going, right? And he's looked at me. He's like, we can make it. If we can make it, we can go. And I'm like, excited. Now I know it's at a taco shop. We got Rap Star. We got a band. I'm already sold.
Is Post Malone gonna be there?
Oh, oh man, imagine that, dude. I'm gonna send him. I mean, he follows me on Twitter, so I mean,
that's a big deal. This is a big deal.
That's the whole reason I made that shirt. Like instantly, he followed me on Twitter, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta make a shirt now."
He's like, "I'm there."
But I'll only send him like 150 DMs between now and then, so maybe he'll respond to one.
I'll be happy. Hopefully, he's not on tour by then, or he's not doing.
We'll tweet at him and everything.
We'll have everybody start tweeting at him like, "You got to be here, man. You're Texas raised, Texas born. You got to do this, man."
He was Posty Fest was supposed to be this coming weekend, the 30th and 31st in Arlington at the Cowboy Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
I bought my tickets 4 months ago, but it got canceled like a month ago, so that's sad.
See, there we go. We'll tweet at him. Hey, man, you got to make up his ticket loss. You got to go.
Imagine if he just walked in the door and was like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, someone catches Jaxon Stone because he's gonna faint.
I would absolutely 100% cry. I would absolutely cry 100%.
I'll be with you. Okay.
Out of pure joy, excitement, yeah, absolutely.
Anticipation of looking at the door and seeing him walk.
I mean, you're his favorite wrestler, but is he your favorite artist?
Ooh.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Oh,
he has a pillow on his couch that has.
I don't go in his house.
But don't go into his house, but it's in his podcast.
I wasn't invited. I'm sorry.
Hey, you can come over anytime, Andy. We're friends now.
Right, I'll be on your Instagram though to see everything about you. You're also my favorite wrestler.
Oh, cool.
There you go. Oh man.
Are you gonna change your entrance song to a Post Malone song anytime soon?
Congratulations.
Ooh, I've been thinking about that a lot, but I haven't found a good one that brings me the same energy as my entrance theme now.
Ooh.
Mostly when I listen to Post Malone, I just get like real introspective and I start thinking about my whole life and like all the times I got heartbroken or all the things that he thinks about. So I don't know if that's the frame of mind I want to be in when I'm about to go into a fight. So
It is Sad Boy Hours. Like his first album was like straight like
Emo.
and then it went to like it up there, and then his last album that he did, beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah, it was beautiful.
What you got?
You want to get down to the last questions?
Oof. Yes.
We have one segment. We don't know what to call it. We haven't came
It's
up with a
rapid
name.
fire.
Rapid fire questions, rapid whatever.
Speed
But ask you 7 questions. You can answer them. You can take your time on them or not if you want. It's all up to you. This episode's going out on Monday, November 1st. We just passed Halloween. So what's your favorite horror movie?
I don't have one because I'm absolutely deathly afraid of horror movies.
I forgot about that actually. What's your favorite holiday movie then?
We'll go with holiday movie for you.
Well, I watched Hocus Pocus for the first time like 3 weeks ago. So that was good.
Did you liked it?
Yeah, I feel like if I watched it when I was like 7 or 8, though, I would have had nightmares for like 10 weeks. But watching it as a 29-year-old man, I was able to stomach it a little bit. So the last actual scary movie I watched was in 2013 because I lost a bet and haven't watched one since.
Damn. Do you remember what movie that was?
Did you cry?
The Conjuring?
I want to say yes to The Conjuring and yes to Did I Cry? I did, absolutely.
Hey,
It's
I'm
okay.
sorry I wasn't there to hug you then.
Dude, I needed one bad. I needed a.
I'll be there next time.
Yeah, I was playing summer baseball in Wisconsin, and before the game, a teammate of mine was like, "Hey, if you beat me in horse, if I beat you in horse, you got to come watch this movie with me." I was like, "All right." Didn't realize it was going to be that movie, so I got to the theater, and he was already sitting with his like host family, and so I couldn't sit with them because I got there late, and then I just sat by myself.
Oh,
and I don't,
no.
Yeah, and so for 2 hours, I was like, just like, oh my god, and I was like. So when I got home, my host mom like saw that I was like pale white. I looked bad. And she was like, "Hey Aaron, are you okay?" I was like, I don't want to talk about it right now, but I need a few things to happen. For the next like 3 days, all the lights in the house have to be on all of the time. Like all of the time. I'm going to sleep in my room, but the door is going to be open. Please check on me regularly. And all the animals that live in this house will be in my room.
That's a smart man, but the only thing is that if you know in scary movies, having a door open is always a sign for them to go in. So always keep your door closed if you don't want anything. It's a whole witchy kind of thing where you're letting them and inviting them in, leaving your door open.
Wow.
But you are right on the animals, because if the animal won't walk in, then there's something in your room, which is a good thing.
Okay, I needed your expertise in 2013. Absolutely.
It's okay. Now we have sage and crystals. You'll be fine.
Okay, let's put all that stuff around my house. Let's put it around my room.
There we go. We got you. The next question that we have is favorite song, but I mean, we have to change it up because you're Post Malone's favorite wrestler. Favorite Post Malone song?
I Fall Apart.
Ah, okay. That's a good song. It is a good song.
Wait, hold on, I can't see. All right.
You need your readers?
Weirdest thing that you collect right now? My readers.
I don't really collect anything.
What?
Ooh.
Yeah, my roommate's big into that stuff. He's got a bunch of Legos and stuff and sports cards and all that cool stuff. But I haven't really gotten to any collectibles. I had Beanie Babies for a long time. My sister and I had a lot of Beanie Babies, and they came out with like a baseball edition of the Beanie Babies. They were like extra large ones. Those are pretty cool. I like Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa and Ken Griffey Jr. But nothing right now. I don't collect anything really.
Wow. I would have thought like baseball jerseys or something.
I got a couple, but
No.
Okay. Well, no Pokemon cards?
Back in the day, I had Pokemon cards and a lot of baseball cards. So I guess baseball cards would be the one thing. But I gave them all to my roommate. He's like sorting them through. He's putting them on eBay. He's making money off them.
He's that guy. He's that guy.
Yeah, he's crushing it. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
I think you answered this question earlier, but favorite wrestler growing up?
John Cena. And The Miz.
The Miz.
Favorite go-to meal, cheat meal.
Ooh. I mean, donuts for sure. Like, I'll have donuts a lot, quite regularly. I don't know if it's a cheat meal more than just like a regular occurrence in my life. Yeah, like if I'm trying to treat myself, I like a big steak, some mashed potatoes, and then like some sort of pie, maybe pecan pie, maybe strawberry pie to end the night with some ice cream on the side. That sounds good.
Damn.
Dude.
All I need is a pie because he just described what I just made. So I mean, damn.
Pineapple pie.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I asked you about Pokemon cards in the past. What about like visually? Have you ever watched Pokemon or Digimon? And if you have, which one do you prefer?
I've watched more Pokemon than the other one, so I would just say I prefer Pokemon.
Okay, biased.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair though.
That is fair. That is fair.
Did you watch any Yu-Gi-Oh?
I didn't. I watched Dragon Ball Z.
I was gonna ask that.
And I watched a lot of the Batman cartoons and the Teen Titans is what I watched a lot.
Teen Titans.
And then I watched the new Titans movie show that's on HBO Max, which is amazing.
It's good.
HBO Max has in so many of the DC like Batman animated films. I've been watching like an aggressive amount of those, so that's been cool.
Aggressive amount.
Copious amounts.
Yeah, I think I watched like a couple a day at least. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways.
And this is the last question in this segment. We're all Texan here. I believe you're from Texas, right? Or you moved here?
I was born in California, but I moved here when I was 11. So
This is the question.
Okay.
This is a good question.
This question is either going to make this interview, break this interview.
Ooh.
InNOut or Whataburger?
InNOut.
Ah.
Sorry.
Okay, explain why InNOut over Whataburger. Because Chandler Hopkins, we asked him this question, and he actually picked InNOut, which we were super surprised because he's a Texas boy.
Yeah.
And he said because of the simplicity of the menu, it's easy to choose, like super easy versus like Whataburger, you get something new every month. So he said it's kind of chaotic. But what's your reasoning behind it?
Yeah, actually, Chandler and I have gotten In-N-Out Burger quite a few times together. I love Chandler; he's a good friend of mine. But I'm not like one or the other really. Like, because when I go to Whataburger, I don't get a burger. I get the honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich, and that is fantastic. So like, I can't get that at In-N-Out, right? So if I just like want an actual burger, I think the meat is a little bit fresher at In-N-Out, so I just go there. And they have the lettuce option where I can change the bun for lettuce, and I think that's pretty good. But if I want anything outside of that, I like the Whataburger honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich. It's amazing. I don't think I've ever gotten anything different at Whataburger except like I got a burger one time. But I also had like a really bad experience with Whataburger when I was in like 7th grade because I just moved here.
Oh, no.
And I was at baseball practice, and I really needed to eat before practice, and I just didn't have a lot of time. So my mom was like, oh, let's go to Whataburger. We've never been here before. Everybody talks about it. I scarfed down this burger like 30 minutes into practice. I had an issue. My stomach was about to go, yeah. Anyways, so we had to leave practice, find a bathroom, and then I came back to practice. So then since then I didn't ever eat Whataburger until I like graduated college, which was like age 22. And then I got the honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich. And that's like, but when you're on the road and it's like 3 a.m, Whataburger's open, I'm going there. It's great. But if there's In-N-Out, I'd rather go there. Even though that was a rapid fire question, I gave you like a long-winded answer.
It works because I wanted a reasoning behind it. Also, with the honey butter chicken, the honey barbecue chicken sandwich, try it with the honey butter and get the Texas toast extra toasted. It's like the best thing ever. Like,
sounds delicious. A lot of food talk at the tail end here. I'm very excited. Very excited.
There's a question that we usually end it with, but I did forget to ask before this rapid fire. How does it feel to actually be a part of the Texas independent scene with like big names right now, like Sammy Guevara? You have Thunder Rosa, Chandler Hopkins, Dante Leon, and Chris Carter making
Mysterious
names.
Q.
Mysterious Q. You have all these big names. How does it feel to be a part of the Texas independent scene now than what it was before?
In one word, but I'll go into more detail, but in one word, like absolutely amazing, amazing. When I first started, it was like the narrative was always, if you want to do anything in wrestling, leave Texas as fast as you can. Right. And I did, not because I didn't like Texas, but because that's what everyone told me. So I got to go to some really cool places. I traveled all over Europe, and then I ended up moving to Philadelphia. And then like while I was living in Philadelphia, the Texas scene just started to become alive, and it's like, it's not perfect by any means. We're not like this perfect cohesive unit. And I don't want people to get that idea. But from what it was when I started 6 years ago to what it is now, like so many people are working together. It's like an integrated unit. There feels like this sense of community. There's people here who've been wrestling here for a really long time who want to like build the scene and make it important and have other companies travel to us to put on shows here because our crowds and our fans and our atmosphere is fucking hot. Excuse my language. And so it feels amazing. And I'm so glad for all these people like the Genos and the Fuegos and the Mysterious Qs and all these people from Texas and surrounding areas who are getting these big opportunities. Sammy changing the world. ACH, I hope he's doing well. He was a big part of that push, and he's an amazing performer. Like Keith Lee, right? All of these amazing performers. And now we have this new crop of guys just like coming in and just like wanting to just crush it every time they're out there. And I'm inspired by it, and I think it's amazing. And I don't know where it's going to be 6 years from now, but I imagine it's going to be in a pretty damn good spot.
I appreciate that. Like it, honestly, watching it from where he showed me at the beginning to where it is now, it's been such a big difference and a big change. And I think a part of that is everyone taking responsibility. I know with COVID, everyone had the whole speaking out movement, and now women's wrestling is a lot better. I feel like the locker rooms, from what wrestlers have said, is a lot better. It seems like now it's been a big open door, and it's so much better than what it was before. Jumping into the next question, and our last question that we normally say is, what legacy do you want to leave behind inside or outside of the ring to be known for?
I don't know. I've never thought about what my legacy would be inside the ring. I just hope that when people talk about me as specifically just a professional wrestler, they talk about me as a pro, a true pro, someone who came to work, was very capable, kept his opponent safe, and did his job to 100% of his capacity. But outside the ring, I want to make a difference in the mental health space. So hopefully when I'm dead and gone, and all that's left is some of my podcasts and the things I've said, I hope that it resonates with people, and someone is able to see the light in the darkness, and they're able to kind of push through that. And so I hope that my legacy is you are loved, that no matter, how dark and deep it gets, that it may sound cheesy to some, but for me, it means a lot. And I say it, with every ounce of being that I have. And I hope that's what lives on once I'm no longer a physical embodiment on this planet.
Very well said. Very well said.
Hopefully in the wrestling wise, they remember you as the greatest.
Yeah. Thanks to my Pharaoh entrance music. Yeah.
And we have to pause.
Yes.
For a minute.
Go ahead and do that for us real quick, and we'll end the show whenever you're done with the post.
How long do you got? You got another 15 minutes?
We got a few hours.
Oh man. But thank you guys. Thank you everyone for joining. Everybody for I can't do it. I butcher it, so it's okay. I try.
I feel like you got it down pretty good.
See, he was judging me when I was doing it. He just
Earlier-
looked at me. I was
Earlier, she was saying, she'll just saying everybody. I was like, no, you gotta say more enthusiasm. Everybody. He
And
says
then
it,
when
Jaxon Stone. Everybody.
And then when I did it, he just looked at me and kind of like tilted his glasses down. Was like, okay. And I was like, what, is it bad? Is it not? But we really do appreciate you having you on. Do you have any upcoming shows that you want to promote? Even, your podcast that you do, it's up every Monday? Tuesday. Every Tuesday as well.
Yeah. The next time I'll be wrestling will be November 13th at MPX. Yeah, I have a podcast that I release every Tuesday. Sometimes it's just me by myself. Sometimes I have a guest. If you go to jacksontalkseverybody.com, all 72 episodes are available. And if you want to learn more about You Are Loved, or you want to contact that or contact me, I answer every DM. So I'm on Instagram or Twitter, or you can go to youarelovedlife.com, and that's the website. And I urge you to subscribe to that newsletter. You get a mental health tip every Monday directly to your inbox. It's pretty cool stuff. Yeah, that's all I got, really. Thank you guys a lot. Like, your support of buying t-shirts and sharing and sending me a microphone really are.
And there's that too.
Yeah, are don't go unnoticed. So I really do appreciate that, and I'll do this show anytime you need me. No problem. I don't know if you want me to be a return guest, but I'm more than willing to do it again.
See, there we go. Next
We
time.
do interviews with wrestlers, but we do that at shows, open up Pokemon cards and all that. So we'll love to have you on that. I want to plan a trip to Dallas. I want to get over that drive, but I want to go whenever, I want to go for a weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, sounds awesome.
Hopefully sometime soon. Hopefully for MPX, since it's every Saturday.
I'm down for sure.
I'll be there.
Andy will be there.
Andy will be there. Let's go.
Always. All right, guys, this is our sign off. Thank you, everybody, for joining, and we'll see y'all guys in the next one. Bye.
Take care.